This is Jeff Strickland again, and again I'm in MOT 136, and I'm going to do procedure 30-3, preparing instruments for sterilization in an autoclave. I'm going to do this using an autoclave packet or self-seal sterilization pouch, which I have here. Point out some features of this. This can be used. It has self-indicators on it for either steam or chemical. The pink area is for a steam autoclave, and this is chemical. These will change colors to the appropriate color once they're sterilized. This is about a 5.5 by 10 or 5.25 by 10 pack. It has some other features on it. One thing that it has is a self-adhesive seal at the bottom. Rules for the seal are that the adhesive has to be 50% on the paper and 50% on the seal part, so, or the bag part. So there's a perforation line here that helps you do that. You can pre-fold that so that you don't make a mistake when you have to do it. The other end is the end that you open after the instruments come out of the autoclave and have been sterilized. And rather than going straight across, it has a contour here that keeps it from accidentally breaking the seal as you insert instruments. So what we're going to do is we're going to insert the instruments for autoclave that we used for suturing. And so one of the things we wanted to do is open up all the scissors, like instruments or tape holder and scissors. And we want to place these on the bag to make sure that we're going to have enough room in the bag, and we have plenty, because you want about a finger on each side and about a finger on each end. The bag is going to expand as it steams, and if you have too many instruments in there, as it contracts, you may break a seal, puncture the bag, or something like that. So another thing that we do on the self-seal is we want to mark it before we put the instruments on it so that we don't have a rough surface to mark over. Some bags will have an area where you mark, especially where you write non-toxic ink or something like that, pencil. Some of you can also get an autoclave stamp that has special ink that you can stamp on the top of the bag to keep it from getting contaminated, because this is permeable. It has to be for the steam to get through. And so if steam can get through, ink can get through. And you don't want to contaminate your instruments with bad stuff. So really, if we're going to mark this, we want to mark it with a lead-free pencil or non-toxic indelible ink. And so we just take the instruments. Again, these instruments, just preface this, we've already performed procedure 21-7 on these. We've actually cleaned these antiseptic cleaner, and they've actually dried completely so that there's no moisture on the steel. And then we're just going to slide them in. And it's okay for metal to touch metal. You just don't want to lay completely on top of each other. And then we have the space on the end, each end, and the space on the sides. And then we can seal it. And that will give a watertight seal. And those can go into to autoclave. Marking these, we want to mark with the date and what type of instruments we're using. With the clear bag, you can you see what you have. But if you're not familiar with instruments in your office, you might have different kind of packs. This might be the suture pack. You might have some of the kind of package that you have standard codes for that you would mark it with. And then once you've marked these, sealed it, you'd put these with the other instruments that are going to go into the autoclave and perform that procedure on the instruments. Once they came out, they would be sterile instruments that are ready to be used or put on a sterile field.